Yo guys, welcome back to King Oles, and yes, Shakur Stevenson has of course tweeted out that he is retiring from the sport of boxing after of course seeing the news that it will be Naravate versus Berenchik for the WBO World Lightweight Championship. And yeah, like Shakur Stevenson, everyone's saying how frustrated he is, and I mean he's saying he is frustrated, and I see people just going by the fact that he's frustrated, but I don't really feel like he has too many rights to actually be frustrated about this whole situation. And a lot of us know why. Because first of all, he's obviously had a title shot at the WBC lightweight championship, which he of course won in one of the most boring fights I've ever got up to watch against Edwin De Los Santos. It was on a Thursday night as well, and yeah, that says it all as well. On a Thursday night, boxing fans got up or stayed up all around the world to watch Shakur Stevenson fight for the WBC lightweight championship against Edwin De Los Santos, and it was one of the most boring fights I've ever seen. Joke: Shakur Stevenson won the fight, so he's had a chance at a world title. You also look at these rankings as well. You also look at these lightweight rankings for the obviously in the mandatories, of course. So here we go. We look at the WBO lightweight rankings. Shakur Stevenson is not in the top. He's not in the top 15 for the WBO rankings. I'm looking for it right now. Try and find Shakur Stevenson. Not in there. He's not in the top 15 mandatories in the WBO. He's not. That's a fact. He's not. For the IBF, no. Again, not even in the top 15 for the IBF. That's why that is not Max Hughes. Sorry, that's why George Kambosos and Lomachenko are fighting for the IBF world title. Then yeah, you've got the WBC where Shakur Stevenson is of course there. Then we look at the WBA, obviously Tank's the champ, and yeah, again, Shakur Stevenson is not even a mandatory at the WBA. Why is he so frustrated? Why can't he just fight a mandatory challenger? Like, I want to see the Frank Martin Shakur Stevenson fight. That's something I want to see. But yeah, Shakur Stevenson, not even a mandatory at any of these belts. Why are you getting so frustrated? Defend your belt a few times, and then you could gain more of a spot up further up in like the WBO or the IBF or something. But as of now, you're not even a mandatory at any of those titles. So why do you deserve to be put into those fights? You don't. Let the top mandatories for those titles battle it out, and then possibly you can go for like unified or something against like Loma or bloody Berenchik or Navarrete. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But as of now, he shouldn't be fighting for those titles anyway. What we also can't forget is that, he declined 25% to fight Devin Haney. He declined 25% to fight Devin Haney. For all of the titles, don't forget. For all of the titles, when Shakur Stevenson didn't even have a title, but yeah, Shakur Stevenson's got a massive ego, thinks he deserved more. But you still would have got millions out of that 25% anyway. So I don't see why he didn't take the fight. If Shakur's getting so frustrated, and apparently he's all about legacy and all that, then why are you not taking that 25% against Haney anyway? If you won that fight against Haney, or even if you took that fight, you would have upped your worth anyway. So yeah, he's a real weird one. I don't know why he's crying about this on Twitter. It's a real weird one, to be honest with you. And, Shakur Stevenson's retiring. He's most definitely not. He's not. But we're going to see him in action soon, probably against someone like Frank Martin. But, I see quite a few people saying, Shakur's one of the most, he's one of the most avoided lightweights. I honestly don't think he is as avoided. Haney went for the fight. He wanted it. Frank Martin got injured. He was going to take the fight. Like, I don't think he's too avoided. Obviously, he had that situation with Loma, but I wouldn't go as far as say, oh, he's really avoided. The reason why he's not getting these title shots is because he's not a mandatory at these titles. Simple as that. You had your chance against Haney to fight for all the belts, and you're now crying about it. It's an absolute joke. And Shakur Stevenson's saying he's retired, and no one cares either, because all Shakur Stevenson does is just chat all the time on Twitter, teasing stuff, then moaning the whole time, like we saw last night. Like, honestly, he's so frustrating to see on just the way he's always banging on, yapping on Twitter or X, whatever you call it now. So frustrating to see. Because, Shakur, he's a very boring but talented fighter. And, for me, I don't care that if Shakur Stevenson never comes back to boxing, I won't lose sleep over it at all. He will come back to boxing. We all know that for a fact. There's no way he doesn't. But if he doesn't, let's say he doesn't, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I do not care if Shakur Stevenson does not come back to boxing. Look, he's a very talented fighter and has achieved quite a lot in this sport at a young age. But he's boring as hell to watch, though. He is boring to watch. Let's be real. So, again, I honestly cannot care less if Shakur Stevenson actually retires. But stop moaning about it. Get back grinding. Defend against one of your mandatories, and then let's see what happens from there. While the rest of the division stays busy fighting for all these vacant titles, defend your title. You don't deserve these other opportunities because you're not even a mandatory at these belts. So you don't deserve the opportunities. Let the mandatories fight it out, and then possibly you can go in and have a unified title bout with someone or something like that. But as of now, no, you don't deserve the shot. You're not a mandatory at the WBA, WBO, or IBF. So just stay out of it. You've had an opportunity at a belt, which you won in one of the most boring fights I've ever seen in boxing. You've had your opportunity when you were a mandatory at the WBC. Let the others fight it out now. You don't deserve it. I don't get why he's so frustrated. I don't get why he's so frustrated, especially when he declined a fight with Devin Haney for all of the titles as well. If you're all about legacy, you would have taken the fight for 25% anyway. You would have got millions out of that 25% either way. So it's I know it's a shambles. Let the division play out, and then just stop crying about it on Twitter. Yeah, simple as that. He's not retiring, but I cannot care less if he does, and I don't think many others will either. But yeah, if you wanted the chances at the titles and you wanted to fight for all of them, then you would have took that fight against Devin Haney. But you didn't, though. So yes, let the other mandatories fight out, because you're not a mandatory at any other of those belts. You're the WBC champion. Defend that title. Defend it. I want to see that Frank Martin fight. And then if you beat Frank Martin, because I think Frank Martin's actually quite high in the WBO, I think. Let's see. WBO. Yeah, well, Frank Martin's number 6 in the WBO. If you defend your title successfully over Frank Martin, then you could get pushed up the rankings possibly for another belt. But I don't know, we'll have to see. Frank Martin's number 10 in the IBF. But yeah, but I mean, if you just let Loma and Cambosi's battle out, you could just fight the winner of that. Like, just defend your title first, earn your spot, and especially after declining that fight with Haney as well. Yeah. But yeah, so Shakur Stevenson's apparently retiring, but loads of people saying, oh, I understand he's frustrated. No, he just talks on Twitter, moans the whole time. Oh, he's just frustrated. Anyway, I'm getting on this video here. Thanks for watching the video, I'll speak to you in a bit.